couple of comments on my own on issues that have been raised. Indeed, the amounts are going to be decided in the MFF, but I just want to tell you that the amounts are very far from what should be needed. To give you the example with the country I'm coming from, and I know best, until 2020, the plan for the commissioning will require about 880 million euro. Bulgaria requested about half of it, 450 from the budget. In the original proposal there were 208, now there are 180. Again, from 880 that are going to be needed, according to the plan, by 2020. So we have to mind that, and this help to remind to the colleagues, is due to the early closure of these units. I mean, all these units have been closed much earlier than their life, which meant that the normal accumulation of reserves for the commissioning was not there. In many of the cases, including again in Kozloduy, without any technical justification, just because nuclear power at the time of signing the agreements was not popular in Europe. So there was a pressure on these member states to close down, because of political reasons, the nuclear power plants. And the excessive cost was promised to be shared by the European budget. The second thing on the deadline and the pressure on the authorities. I very much agree that there should be a deadline, but we have to take into consideration the technical requirements. I'm not an expert in nuclear power, but I had here and there some issues to deal with that, and because of technical reasons, you need some technology to be applied, including for the used fuel to be taken away. You cannot do it immediately if you want to keep the safety requirements. So we have to take this into consideration. Again, the case of Kozloduy that I know is that the commissioning is planned, and the plan is existing in the European Commission, to be finalized completely in 2030. That means that if we say that the final payment should be by the end of 2020, that means that you leave, at least for 10 years, this country to deal along with this issue. And this is very clear, and this is deposited in the European Commission. There, including what I have read from Edith Herzog, there is the fact that there are some delays and mismanagement, etc., etc. I'm very much afraid that sometimes we are mixing the different cases. I would very much like that we say there is a delay in this particular case, and not putting all the cases under the same roof. Because I think that in some other cases the program which has been submitted to the European Commission goes smoothly. The funds are disbursed without any questions, and the timetable is followed. So I wouldn't take a bad example and put all the cases under this bad example. And finally, on the legal basis, despite the fact that we have different practices in different countries, I very much agree with Mr. Torvalds and with Jens Geier that we need to have the same legal basis for that. The fact is that Lithuania succeeded, had the commissioning in the accession agreement, and they want to use the accession agreement as a legal basis. That's why the Parliament is not involved in that. While for the other two countries, there was a limit, and there is a renewal of this decision, which involves the Parliament and has a unanimity in the Council. I think that the cases are similar. The three cases. So I would support very much, and this is the Commission's also proposal, to keep having a single base, a legal base